wacky cartoon styles in a video game can only take you so far. The controls in the game really aren't the best. I mean, they're most... Well, I just can't make up my gosh mind for this flippin' show, can I? Hello people watching this video, welcome to yet another review show, where it's basically the same as the others, just in a slightly different way. So if you saw it before I deleted it, you might have seen that I did a review of the original Earthworm Jim game on Super Nintendo. I apparently have to take breaths between this. Well, I realized how boring it was, so I got rid of it. Off YouTube. It may come back as like an extra thing sometime, but for now, it's gone. I think I just went through a cold winter phase where I just didn't want to put a whole lot of effort into my videos. Well, now the sun is bright and the powder's bitchin'. Melted away, So here I am once again, back for more JonTron clone videos. I would have had the cheers in the background, but I already made that joke in my last Frogger video. My first time knowing anything about Earthworm Jim was not really in the games themselves, but rather the cartoon that was based on the games. Before that, I remember seeing some little toy of Jim on his rocket, but that was the time when I was a dumb little kid who didn't pay attention to what things were. But the cartoon is what really got me into the series. I didn't watch it while I was on TV, but I watched it on VHS. For those kids who don't know what a VHS is, they were before DVDs. For those kids who don't know what DVDs are, then this is a pretty old video. Okay, I'm starting to get off track here. Let's just move on. Well, I do love the Earthworm Jim cartoon, it pretty much being my favorite cartoon based on a video game. What did I think of the video game itself? Well, if you like the series, you might not want to watch this video. Actually, instead of just talking about the first game like I did in the deleted video, I'm just going to talk about the whole series. Screw it, the first 4 games, in case this is old and there's one or more in the future. There's no law that says I can't do that. This is my channel, I can do what I want. Okay, you get the idea. I'm going to be talking about all the Earthworm Jim games. Not necessarily every version, just all the games in general. So no HD re-releases and no re-releases in general. Just all the games of their original releases on Nintendo systems. So, with all that said, let's do this thing! Earthworm Jim. Boy, burp talking sure was the hot ticket back in the 90s, huh? Dear Lord, that face! Hey, Sylvester. New Junk City? Well, okay, that makes sense. Nice. First thing that happens is we get attacked by a crow that kinda comes out of nowhere. Luckily, it wasn't all that hard to kill, as you just saw. Well, so far this has been an interesting way to start the game. Literally a few seconds of normal ground, and then suddenly we have a chain where we have to cling to it with Jim's head while getting attacked by 2 almost unavoidable enemies. Just getting right into it, aren't we? Not too long after that, we use this 3D-ish refrigerator to launch a cow off a log in a junkyard. What is this freaking game? And then we bounce around on these kind of annoying tires. They're annoying because it's kind of hard to tell which ones are in the background and which ones are the foreground. And then finally we get to the platforming! I do have to say, the animation and art style in this game is pretty good and it really feels like an interactive 90s cartoon. But that can only take you so far. Soon after, we fight this guy that hacks up fish. What is life at this point? Is that just natural for these guys? Is it just him? Does he pay his taxes on time? The next level has us racing Psychro in an asteroid belt. So far, this is actually the most normal thing about this game. It's harmless for the most part. A little challenging, but not too bad. Groovy! 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 And now it appears that we are in hell. Guess you shouldn't have groovied all over the place, huh, Jim? But really though, we're on a planet called Heck. This is where the physics mixed with the art style really start to show how bad they are. There were a lot of moments where I tried to do what the game wants me to do, but it just doesn't register that way. That's honestly what kinda killed it for me with this game. Honestly, after I got to the underwater level, I just kinda gave up at that point. Well, lost all my lives and then gave up. The first Earthworm Jim game on SNES gets a 5 out of 10. Not bad, but not good either. So yeah, that's a thing now. We'll just see how long it lasts. So up next we have the official sequel to the first Earthworm Jim game, and it's cleverly named Earthworm Jim 2. Jim always dreamed that one day he could be the next Weird Al Yankovic. And then his girlfriend is stolen behind the Nintendo logo. Prepare yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to play 2. Well, we better not stay too long. Jim really looks like he has to go pee. So far, the art style actually looks pretty good. Looks like a slight improvement over the first game. It's just too bad they didn't seem to improve on the level design.
Way cool.
Once again, it's kinda hard to tell what's the background and what's the foreground. I'll save this old You know, they say respect your elders, which is true. It would just make it a hell of a lot easier if they wouldn't pull this crap. Okay, finally, I'm at the top. Well, once again, we have to do all this wacky and weird stuff, although it seems like they bump it up a notch in this game. Alright, and now for the intense boss battle of this level. And then the fish was eaten by the worm. Talk about irony. I'm a very lonely person. So this level's gimmick seems to be that every time you shoot the dirt above you, it creates a higher ground for you below. For an SNES game, this is actually pretty advanced. It's kinda nice to see them try something like this. But like with any gimmicky thing, it can get tiring after a little while. It's got that sort of Metroidvania feeling to it, so that's always nice. If you weren't a big fan of the gimmicky levels in the first game, well, brace yourself for this game. Alright, so the next level has to do with puppy love, apparently. The first of the puppy love saga. The objective seems to be that you have to save these little puppies by bouncing them on a giant marshmallow until they reach the other side where Peter Puppy is. You just gotta be careful or else they'll... I'm speechless. I'm just shocked that they were able to get away with this even back then. It'd be one thing if it was just a big tough bulldog or something, but these are little puppies splattering on the ground. I mean, it's not like red blood or anything, but still. Wow. Anyway, this level's annoying, and I lost all my lives here, because if you lose enough puppies, Peter Puppy becomes his monstrous form and attacks Jim, which causes him to lose a life. Maybe he could kill Psycho and be done with it, but no, he attacks Jim. The next level is... I don't even know how to describe this level. I just have no words. Other than it's another annoying gimmicky level that's really not fun, but other than that, I really can't put it into words without writing a whole chapter in a book about it. Let's just move on, this level's making me depressed. The next level has to do with, okay, enough of these stupid gimmicky levels! I swear that's what this whole game is. This whole game is just a bunch of mini-games. I mean, when I first played this, I thought, this is better than the first game. That's when I played the first couple of levels. Then I continued on, and it's not all that great. I swear I was on this level for a long time and never finished it. I don't know what exactly they were thinking when they were making this level, but I imagine it went a little something like... Okay guys, so what we do is, we make the first couple of levels regular platforming levels, okay? And then the next one, okay, we take puppies, okay, they're thrown out of a building, and then we bounce them off a marshmallow into another building to save them. And if they don't, hold on just a minute, guys.
Earthworm Jim 2 on SNES gets a 4 out of 10. It's just too gimmicky.
Well, the Super Nintendo Jim games weren't as good as I was hoping. I know that the Sega Genesis versions were better, but not by much. Which is why I'm a little hesitant to play this next game. I mean, this is what many of the fans considered the killer of the Earthworm Jim series. It didn't necessarily get bad reviews, but this definitely turned people away from the Earthworm Jim series. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Earthworm Jim 3D for N64.
Well, Interplay sure did. Whoa, Rockstar? The company that made the Grand Theft Auto series made Earthworm Jim 3D. What kind of game am I getting myself into here? You join us in County Hospital, where our hero is in bad shape. The latest cow bashing has turned his brain into worm mush. Things look pretty bad. Only a miracle could save our boy now. At his bedside, close family and celebrity buddies fear the worst. Okay, this story sounds really depressing for a kids game, but I guess you have the happy music in the background to distract the kids from reading this, huh? Alright, after reading a whole bunch of dialogue, we... Oh god, cow nudity! You're as smart as pond scum. Hey, don't bring my lack of education into this. You're the one who threw me a golden udder. Leave it to the game designers to make a pile of nose goo look slightly adorable. I gotta say, the controls actually feel alright in this game. I wasn't exactly sure how I was gonna be able to control Earthworm Jim in 3D, but they feel alright. Let's go look at Jim's memories, shall we?
Go back! Go back!
So now we're talking to this golden cow because of course we are. Apparently we're supposed to be collecting marbles.
Oh, I get it.
Now you must travel into the past to resolve the conflict between the beasts and end this clucking hell. Putting hell in a kid's game, huh? That must be Rockstar's contribution to this game because they make all the games with all the naughty words. Well, one thing they've done right with this game so far is you can actually tell where you can and can't go. They couldn't exactly make the art style match the first two games in 3D, so they had to make it to where you could actually tell what's what. Where the first game was a run and gun platformer and the second game was a... I don't know what you call it. This one appears to be a 3D platforming collectathon. That was kind of the hot ticket back in the day, with your Banjo-Kazooies and your Spyro the Dragons, and I'm glad it's making a bit of a return today. I'm actually having a lot of fun in this game so far. I mean, a lot of parts of this level feel a little samey, but I'm really having a fun time. I didn't get that many levels recorded, but I would honestly come back to this game. That is, unless the rest of the game is filled with... Port boarding! This boss fight isn't exactly fun, but honestly it could have been worse. Earthworm Jim 3D on N64 gets a 7 out of 10. It was better than the first two games, and I'm ready for the pitchforks and mean comments. Let me have it!
Well, that was Earthworm Jim, ladies and gentlemen. That was all the Earthworm Jim games. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully... Wait a minute. The first 4 games, in case this is old and there's one or more in the future. I forgot a game. That's right. The latest one in the series, and it was for Game Boy. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about Earthworm Jim, Menace to the Galaxy.
This was actually the first Jim game to come out only on a portable system. Well, the only negatives I see and hear so far are the fact that Jim looks a little weird and the music and sounds can be a bit loud. But other than that, the game seems fine enough. Go to your happy place, away from all the beeping loudness.
I'm really glad they made Jim the size he is in this game. Most games on Game Boy would have the character up really close and you can hardly tell what's going on. This one has Jim far enough away so that you can see plenty. I swear these look like you can go in them. I'm not crazy, am I? Like with Earthworm Jim 3D, you can actually tell what's what. Like what you can walk and jump on, what you can interact with and how you can interact with it, etc. So it appears that this game is also better than the first two games. Not by much, but I would still come back to this one. I know I didn't show much, but I can honestly say that Earthworm Jim Menace to the Galaxy for Game Boy Color deserves at least a 6 out of 10. It's not the best, but it's still fun. Wow, what a ride. I mean, I may not have liked the first two Earthworm Jim games, but I enjoyed the last two. Ironically, the ones that people call the Jim Killers. I mean, I can kind of see why people like the first Earthworm Jim over the last two, but I personally find it the other way around. I like the last two. I enjoyed them. So, let's see that score. Wow, 57.5. I really hope I can flesh this score thing out a little more as it goes on. So thank you all for watching this video. If you'd like to see more videos like this, or any of my videos on this channel in general, then go ahead and click or touch that subscribe button, hit the like button if you like this video, and ending what I normally say now. So, if you excuse me, I'm going to go ride some kind of cat burglar thing, and then I'm going to do other things while doing some other cartoony, wacky, weird stuff. And that's all I got to say. Maybe I should show something funny to say.